can you please share to us, or can you walk us through the process on how this exchange is happening between the students?
Yes. So initially, what we did was we started out with exchange letters, just with the students introducing themselves to one another. And we were making sure that each student had a partner. We were formulating partners. We were making sure that the introductions were happening and they were able to share a little bit of information about Philippines culture. So some of the students talked about food. I know that many of the students there from JRI or Rani were sending pictures in. But at that point, I think we needed to grow a little bit more. Some of the students were feeling like they wanted to connect on a little bit more regular level. And so we set up a WhatsApp group, which was also a huge surprise for some of my students. Some of them used WhatsApp, some of them did not use WhatsApp. I think WhatsApp is used mostly in international places, not as much in the United States. So it caught a lot of the students off guard. But once in the WhatsApp group, I had to push a little bit of the messaging so that people would get started and start writing. I think on my end, some of my students are still a little uncomfortable with WhatsApp, but they know that it's there. And they know that whatever messages they send, that it's there in that entire group. I remember a few of my students saying, my students are not on WhatsApp yet. So they had connected with that one partner that they were corresponding with and felt a little uncomfortable with the other partners that were also a part of the group, which is common. So we've done WhatsApp group, we've done exchange letters at this point. We have also had a Zoom meeting, and that was a little bit challenging. On our end, we had some self-conscious learners who were wondering what you all would think of what they looked like if they didn't have, their clothes on, their makeup on, their hair done. So we had some that were a little bit more self-conscious. What I learned was that here in the United States, they were a little bit more self-conscious of being online in Zoom than most of the counterparts in the Philippines. Or if, even if it was, another international Asian nation, I feel like they are more comfortable being on Zoom. Some of our meetings here on Zoom, many people turned their cameras off for a couple of reasons. One, for bandwidth, and then two, they just don't want to be seen. So I did find that as a cultural difference as well. But regardless of that, my students are still excited every time they get the letters. I didn't think that they would be, but this last week, when 11 of the students wrote letters and I handed those 11 letters out, the others were asking, where's mine? How come I didn't get mine? When you get mine, will you please, Dr. Lakwani, please email them to me. So I can tell that internally, they're very excited to learn about another culture. Some of the students, when they get letters to say, you look beautiful, or I love the fact that you eat this food, because in this food, we also have something like this, here, and it's called adobo in Philippines. Those kinds of exchanges, to not know somebody and make those connections, I think is very crucial for all the students. I think it's necessary for them to make those transnational connections so that they can have a better understanding of various cultures and the diversity of students that exist, both here in the United States and even globally. I'm hoping that answered your question.
Yes, that's my figure actually. And